Welcome to today's discussion. I'm your host, Victor, as usual. And for this episode, you've read the title, so you know who's appearing. After a 3-year hiatus, soon to be turning 15, my son Roman.
Hi.
And my son Adrian.
Hi.
And let me just reorganize this. Let me shuffle things around here. And the premise of today's show is that I am going to host the show while my kids talk about the bands that they are into. We were out for a walk this morning, and I had this idea, and I threw this proposition their way to see if they wanted to talk about their 5 favorite rock or metal bands. We had to set some boundaries because if not, we were going to have Weird Al's and video games and wrestler shows and things like that. So, but I think we've been able to clear things up here, and it should be a cool discussion. So, I often talk to people my age who talk about the fact that their kids are not into anything remotely similar to what they listen to. And I'm lucky that both of my kids listen to a lot of different things, including stuff that I listen to. So anyway, we're going to go back and forth and talk about nerd out, geek out on some music here. So you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You don't have to pull the mic close. They can hear you. You don't need to distort it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know you don't. Know.
It's too close or too far.
Okay, it's fine. Leave it alone. Don't
Yeah,
touch
okay.
it. Okay. Roman.
Uh-huh.
Number 5 for you. What is number 5 on your list? What band?
Oof. You know, it was really hard for me to make a list, so I kind of just put what I listened to most recently.
Okay.
And I put number 5, Anthrax.
Okay. What do you remember as the first time that you heard Anthrax? Do you remember the first time that you heard Anthrax?
I remember when I was smaller, when I was a lot younger, that I used to love playing Lego Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars, and I would always play AIR by the Anthrax, by Anthrax.
Yeah.
And
You didn't play it. I played it.
no, sometimes I played it.
Well,
Both.
Regardless, AIR got like 300 something plays because
Yeah, I remember last time we did a podcast. You showed the numbers.
yeah. So what is it that stands out to you about Anthrax? What grabs you? The music, the lyrics, what is it?
I don't know. I normally listen mostly to music I love to sing because I really like to sing, and I especially like to listen to songs I can easily sing or I can easily understand. So Anthrax is one of my favorite groups to like sing or to play in Guitar Hero or and stuff like that.
Okay. So right now this is because you guys are playing a lot of Guitar Hero and Rock Band and stuff like that. So a lot of the bands that you guys are listening to also some of them you're checking out for the first time. Some of them you guys have heard me play before. With Anthrax, there's different eras of the band, different singers, different members that have been in and out of the band. What other songs or albums do you remember of Anthrax that you've listened to that you like?
I don't know the names of the albums, but I can remember remember some of the names of the songs that I like.
Okay.
I really like the song called Indians.
Okay.
AIR. And there's this song I don't remember the name of. That's in the. It's kind of a recent album that has like a purple album cover with some like metal looking stuff. I don't remember, but I really like a song from that album.
A purple album.
Maybe I'm getting confused with something else.
No, no, yeah, you're right. It was in 2003, I think, the album.
We've come for you all.
Yeah, that. I think it's that.
Okay, and what songs do you listen to off of We've Come for You All?
Um, I don't remember the name of the song. I can check it if I can find it in my playlist.
Mind you, folks, I told them this morning, prepare for this.
I was too nervous.
All day. You were too nervous. You're just talking to your father here. Nobody's watching us while we're recording this. We're recording this on June 17th. This episode is going to come out in a month.
In a month.
Yes. So people are not watching us. It's just the three of us here. It's just a
Yeah.
good old family reunion. So
The song I was telling you about was Think About an End.
okay. Think about an end you can live with.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's move on to my youngest son here, Mr. Adrian. What's your number 5?
Well, I made a document where I put stuff of groups I liked, and I ended up with number 5 being Black Sabbath.
Okay. And when do you remember listening to Black Sabbath for the first time?
Yeah, in the Angry Birds movie, and then one day when we went on the car at night and Paranoid played.
Okay. So Paranoid is the first song that you remember hearing from Black Sabbath. Of course, the Angry
Yes.
Birds movie, which you guys have seen a million times.
Yeah.
That song is in there.
Yep.
What other Black Sabbath songs do you listen to or remember that you also like?
War Pigs, Never Say Die. Today I played my playlist and Junior Size came out, which I also like.
Okay, so Junior
So
came on.
also
Okay,
Mad Rules, I also liked that one. You've got it as your ringtone for somebody, I don't remember who it was.
that's my default ringtone. Mob Rules. So if anybody calls that isn't assigned a specific ringtone, it is the beginning of the song there.
Yeah.
So cool. Are there any other Black Sabbath albums that stand out to you, or just songs?
Mostly songs.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the eldest here. Actually, let me do this. Let me say Anthrax, and I'll do this a little different. After you guys mentioned bands, Anthrax for me is one of my probably 5 favorite bands of all time. I personally prefer the John Bush era, which is Sound of White Noise, Stomp 442, Volume 8, and We've Come for You All. There's just an emotional connection to me with those songs helping me through troubling times in my life. And that's why I love Anthrax so much, but I love all eras of the band. And Black Sabbath, I mean, you mentioned it. Mob Rules has been my ringtone since Ronnie James Dio passed away, and I've never changed that.
Even older than Roman.
What's that?
That you've had it more time than Roman has lived.
Yes. Yeah, because Ronnie James Dio died. We saw him live like a year or two before He passed away, and
Um, do you mind if I put my fan on?
put the fan
There,
on. I
there
just
are these
flies
flies on.
bothering you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. In the meantime, Roman, what is your number four?
Um, I was thinking a lot, and I concluded that it should be a Ramones.
Okay.
Hmm.
What was the first time that you remember listening to Ramones?
I don't really remember that first time.
This is my son, a brilliant man. You ask him to prepare list, and he doesn't know. Okay.
I've got a horrible memory.
Okay. All right. So, what are some of your favorite Ramones songs?
Some of my favorite Ramones songs are The Crusher, the song called Ramones, um, Blitzkrieg Bop, and basically the whole Ramones album I like.
Okay.
Some of the songs from Rocket to Russia.
Okay. Ramones is a band that I got turned on to by your uncle who had the album Leave Home by Ramones. He purchased it here in Spain. He had the cassette. And I remember just being the curious music nerd that I am, saying, I've heard of Ramones, but I've never heard the Ramones. So I remember putting it on and being hooked from the first time. I was lucky to see the Ramones on their last tour ever in '96. And then with you guys, we got to see Marky Ramone
Yeah.
3 years ago, I think it was at this point. And it was funny because he played 35 songs and I was able to sing along to like 34, 33 of the songs. And you guys said to me afterwards, wow, you knew all the songs. I said, yeah, I've been listening to them for a really long time. So Ramones also a top 10 band for me, definitely. Black Sabbath as well, which which Adrian already mentioned. Crusher is a song about a wrestler and sung by CJ Ramone. And the song Ramones, which was originally done by Motorhead, is a tribute to the band. And there's various versions of that song, sung by CJ and by Joey. So, all right. Um, Adrian, what is your number four?
System of a Down.
System of a Down. We have to say that that is my wife's influence, their mother, um, because that is a band that um, I
You've got
first
a love hate situation with
a
them.
love hate situation. Yeah. So this is a band that I discovered early on, thanks to WSOU in New Jersey, Seton Hall's pirate radio. And this was in the 90s. I was working with my father. I was sweeping um, after school at a job at a construction site. And every time I got to sweep at the surveyor's office, um, I would put WSOU on. And it's funny because if I'd forget the station on, it would be posted saying, don't leave the station or don't leave the radio on that devil music station. So, and I know that they were kidding around, but anyway, I'd have to switch it back to sports radio after. And System of a Down is a band that my wife has played so much that I have to listen to them sparingly because I've listed them so much, so often that it gets to a point where sometimes it's just grating and I just can't take it. But anyway, I digress. Adrian, why did you pick System of a Down as your number four?
Well, I really like their music. Like it's type of like it makes me feel good and happy.
Mhm.
And also I like certain thinking voice. Like it's an ironically funny to me.
Yeah. Okay.
And, and I really like that drummer
Okay.
and that.
Okay. And do you remember hearing them for the first time?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So what are some of your favorite songs by the band?
Like there are a lot of them, but I'll just list a few like X, Radio Video, I don't remember the
Mm,
Toxicity, Sapsui, Sugar, etc., etc.
okay. Um, let's go for Romans number 3.
And my number three is System of a Down.
Huh.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Uh huh.
So, do you remember hearing System of a Down for the first time?
No, but it was probably from a mom.
Okay. And what are some of the songs that stand out to you from System of a Down?
I really like most of the songs in Toxicity and Mesmerize.
Okay.
And I also like IAIO, Vicinity of Obscenity, Kill Rock and Roll, and Sugar.
Okay. Cool. Sugar's the first song that I heard by them.
Hmm.
And like I said, I heard it on WSOU. And it was at a time where I heard that and was thinking, what the heck is this? You know, I didn't get it at first. And then after hearing it a few times, I was like, well, I want to hear that song with like that sounds like circus music to me, you know, the
The
puppet.
reason why I really like this group in general is because I find the lyrics funny.
Okay.
Not all of them, but most of them I find funny. And I really, really love to sing all of these songs from this artist. And
Okay.
also, like Adrian said, I think he has a great. Serge Tankian has a great voice.
Okay. Cool. Um, yeah. So Serge and John have stood out to you guys. Adrian also named the drummer. So, all right. Cool. So, what's your number 3, Adrian?
For me, it's Queens of that Stone Age.
Okay. Queens of the Stone Age. That could be either your mother or me listening to that.
Yeah.
What do you remember the first time hearing them?
Um. Well, yes, I have three separate occasions that I don't know in which particular order it was, but um, I we used to play the third album, the famous one.
The
I
songs for the deaf.
Yeah, that Songs of the Deaf. I don't know why I forgot them. Well, I remember we used to play it a lot when playing Cars 2, the video game, and also once that we were in the car, we it was me and mom, and she play and Goddess on the radio came out, and I was upset with the song. And also the other memory I remember was playing a game that on the old computer we used to download apps and games all the time. And we had this game called Asphalt 8, and one of the songs was No One Knows, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
used to love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've actually gotten to see Queens of the Stone Age live. Not the four of us, but before you guys were born.
Yeah.
Before I moved to Spain, the same place where Adrian and me saw another band that he's wearing on his T-shirt at the PNC Bank Arts Center in New Jersey. We actually got to see Queens of the Stone Age open up for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
Mhm.
I think we were both blown away by by what Josh Homme and the band did. Dave Grohl was out by that time. It was Joey Castillo who was on the drums. They still had Nick Oliveri on bass, and I think Troy was already on guitar, but definitely Queens of the Stone Age is a band that their third album, Songs of the Deaf, is I think probably one of the best albums that's come out in the last 30 years. I could thank Milky, aka John Lockney, for turning me on to the album, and he always provided me with different types of music to listen to, and that really stuck. And I have that behind me on vinyl. I have it on CD. Um, and yeah, I've loved that album since it's come out. It's funny because old school Queens fans think that that's when they changed too much, and that's an album where a lot of people jumped on, like myself. But anyway, all right, cool.
I almost put Queens of the Stone Age in my list.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
They weren't good enough.
No, they're really good, but I have other groups that I like more.
Okay, all right. So, what's your number two, Roman?
I put what's probably your number one, Kiss.
Kiss is at number two. Oh my
Uh-huh.
goodness! A father could could faint. Okay, so why Kiss? Tell me.
Because you always put a Kiss, almost always, and you from hearing it so much, I started really liking the group.
Okay, so I brainwashed you, basically.
No.
Okay,
Also, I started really listening to Kiss when we went to the concert in the U.S. The
okay.
tribute.
Yeah, we went to go see a tribute show last year, a band called Psycho Circus, which I got to meet up with Tony and John Father Rocco from Hooligan Nation, another podcast, a Kiss centric podcast, and we met up with them at that show, and you guys really enjoyed it. Got to meet the band, and we didn't get to see the real Kiss, but it was cool. It was interesting. You guys had a good time. I had a good time.
Cold chocolate milk.
What?
Cold chocolate milk. Instead of cold gin, it was
That's
cold
right.
chocolate milk.
They sung cold chocolate milk. Okay. Roman, what are some of your favorite Kiss songs?
Um, do I tell you all of them or just some?
Whatever you want.
I'll just tell you some. I like God of Thunder, which I remember listening to a lot while playing Cars 2, the video game.
Hmm.
2000 Men, Deuce, Shout It Out Loud, Love Gun, Strutter, Detroit Rock City, Sweet Pain, Parasite. That was Kiss, right?
Yep, that is Kiss.
Shaki. And there's some other songs that I also like.
Cool. Obviously Kiss, a band that I've been into since I was 4 years old. And a band that I listened to thanks to your uncle, who had Kiss Destroyer and Alive 2. And those are my first memories as a kid, was picking up Destroyer, looking at it, opening up Alive 2, looking at the gatefold, picking out the Kiss Evolution magazine, and seeing, as I have right behind me here, Ace Frehley.
Rest in
I
peace.
I saw that and said, "Oh my God, he looks like a superhero, and he plays guitar and he sings music." So to me, they were superheroes. They were great. So Again, similar to what I said with Anthrax, been with me through good times, bad times, helped me through a lot of different things. So, so yeah, they're my favorite, as you've said. So, Adrian, what is your number two?
So my number two is Korn.
Okay,
I almost also put Korn in the list.
Roman trust me that I had a lot of groups that I was gonna put in here, but I didn't. For example, Iron Maiden, Kiss. Kiss almost made the list.
almost.
Almost. I had a draw between System of a Down, Black Sabbath, Kiss, and Iron Maiden.
You
And
said you said they almost made the list, right?
yeah,
Like the guy from WWE that has the list.
Oh,
you just made the
sure.
list.
He's
Uh,
he's no longer in
Chris.
WWE, but anyway, keep going.
Okay, so Kern, I have liked them for a couple while.
For a couple of years, for a long
Yeah,
while. Okay.
yeah.
What are some of your favorite Corn songs?
Obviously, Twist, a really sensational song. Freak on a Leash, Adidas. I'm not saying the initials. Um, um, Ed Son, All in the Family, and I remember hearing the song a lot some years ago, but I don't quite remember the name. It was on Follow the Leader.
Freak on a Leash?
No, not Freak on a Leash.
Somebody Somewhere?
No, I think that
Trash?
was no. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It
Uh,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. That's right. And you're trying to tell me you know what Adidas stands for?
Yes, they say it in the song.
Oh my goodness. What horrible parenting to allow you to listen to something like that. All right. So, Korn, a band that, again, similar to System of a Down, was working with my father at a different job. And I remember that I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And every morning they played the video for Blind. And initially, it was so different to what I was used to listening to that I didn't like it. I said, what the heck is this? Doesn't even sound like music. Doesn't, I don't get it. And little by little, every morning, when's that Blind song coming on? When's that Blind song coming on? So it became an earworm and I wanted to hear it. And that's how I got hooked on Korn. Then when I heard their cover of the Ice Cube song Wicked, I just went nuts and bought the second album right away because of that. And I've been a fan since. Listened to a lot of Korn earlier this year. Listened to a mix that I put together with Korn and Nine Inch Nails and Gary Newman and a few other bands, Depeche Mode. Just kind of all over the place, but kind of that same kind of mood, being able to talk that same language and kind of get emotions out there and stuff. So I've always liked Korn, a band I've never gotten to see live, and hopefully one day I will. Number one, Roman, who is your number one?
My number one is the Misfits
The
Hmm.
Misfits. Okay. Why the Misfits?
because I really like their music, and it's my favorite group to sing their songs, especially to motivate myself.
Okay. And what are some of your favorite Misfit songs?
Um, I like the crawling eye, the
Okay.
dig up her bones, which I started listening to very recently. Lost in Space, Shining, Jack the Ripper, The Devil's Rain, Vivid Red, Curse of the Mummy's Hand, Mars Attacks,
Curse.
Speak of the Devil, and We Are 138.
Okay, I was gonna say you're not throwing in any Danzig songs, but you did there at the end. So it's kind of all over the place. I've played in the Misfits tribute band, and I like all eras of the band for the most part. You've named some, um, like I said, one Glenn Danzig, a few Jerry Only songs, and a bunch of Michael Graves songs, and a band from New Jersey, like your father, and a band that I jumped on the bandwagon during the Resurrection years, which is American Psycho and Famous Monsters, which I recently got on vinyl. And yeah, I love the band as well. Um, I've been lucky enough to meet Jerry Only, have some signed Misfits dolls in the other room. Actually, have a small Misfits doll. Oh, you can't see it. It's behind the Masters of
Yeah.
Metal album, which we got when we were in London, and I have this big thing here as well. So
If it isn't obvious,
yes, so yes, if it isn't obvious that I like the band as well,
yeah,
so cool.
also that.
Adrian, do we have to talk about your number one? Is it obvious?
No, but it is my brother's favorite group, Limp Bizkit.
Sí, Amén a Martha, Adrian.
Okay, Limp Bizkit. What turned you on to Limp Bizkit?
Well, that 2021 album still sucks. That I remember when it came out, when we were going to basketball practice, you used to play it all that time.
Okay, and
And then the summer of 2022, I started hearing to more and more Limp Bizkit, and I even showed it to my cousin Victor, and well, let's say he liked it.
okay, so what are some of your favorite Limp Bizkit songs?
Well, honestly, um, from I like from Results May Vary and Gold Cobra the most, but there are from other albums. Like for example, I like Phenomenon from Results May Vary, White Try from Gold Cobra, Shotgun from Gold Cobra. But if I had to pick one song, it would probably be My Generation
Okay,
from Hada and no.
Chocolate Starfish.
Yeah, chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
Okay.
Um, I really like them honestly. If it
Okay.
isn't obvious, and
Yes.
also pretty sure that you don't
Are you
like
sure?
the first. Pretty sure. Um, I'm pretty sure that you that don't like the first album, but Faith from Limp Bizkit is better than Faith by Michael George or whatever he was
Michael
called.
Jordan. When did
No,
Michael?
George Michael. George Michael.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
Bruh.
A little bit of a mix up there.
You think?
Pretty
Um.
sure.
Yeah. So Limp Bizkit is a band that I first heard with their first album, $3 Bill Y'all, which had Faith.
And
But
counterfeit.
what's that?
And counterfeit.
Okay. What's their second album?
Significant other.
Significant Other is the first one that really turned me on to the band. And it was at a time where I know a lot of my friends were not into new metal because they were into Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and stuff like that. And I've always liked all types of metal. And I remember Korn coming out, and Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, and POD, and Um,
System of a Down.
System of a Down came out around the same time. Godsmack, Slipknot, Hoobastank, um, Chevelle,
And
Tap-
Cubase.
Taproot, Incubus. Incubus was huge. Who else?
What do you think Rage Against the Machine is?
Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine was before all of them, actually,
Mm.
because I remember getting, and in the next room, I have, I'm pretty sure, Rage Against the Machine, a promo copy of the first album on cassette, and they were white covers. They didn't even have the regular cover on it. It was, some of them had the song names typed on them. Some of them were printed up. But I remember playing that for friends and having them say, "Oh, this will no one's going to like this. This will never get anywhere." And I kept saying, "Listen to the guitars. Listen to all the different things."
Tamarello.
Yeah, Tom Morello, and they weren't into it. But I've enjoyed all these bands that I've mentioned. There's songs from all of them that I like, and it doesn't take away from my love of traditional heavy metal or hard rock or what came after. So,
Quick
uh,
question.
what?
You keep mentioning that you're always getting turned on. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so here we go. For anyone who is watching this because they're friends of my kids, because they're here in Spain, turn on has different ways that it can be used. Obviously, you can turn a light on and off. You can turn somebody on to a band and say, "What turned you on to them?" Oh, well, my father was listening to Detroit Rock City in the car, and it made me want to listen to Kiss. So my father turned me on to that band. It doesn't necessarily have to be that a girl turned you on. Maybe the
Oh,
girl turned you on and um she listened to a band, and because of that, you got to listen to that band.
or also turn on
Yes.
in wrestling is a heel turn.
Right.
When you
Um
turn on somebody.
well, when you turn on somebody, you have to complete the phrase.
Yeah,
So you would have, it would be a heel turn. So a heel
yeah,
turn or a face turn depends.
yeah.
But
Also,
more,
I remember when you said before about Tamarello. Remember on the first podcast we made, that I tried to make an impression and Roman was like, "No, you did it wrong," or something like that. Like I did, like wah 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 wah, like the wah wah thingy make Bob. And Roman was like, "What is that? You don't do the wah wah like that."
more questions. Any other questions?
No.
I don't know.
You don't know. We're full of I don't knows today. But
Ah,
anyway, first of all, I do want to thank my two sons, Roman and Adrian, for joining me on today's show. Want
you're
to
welcome.
thank anyone who is checking out the video or the audio version of this show. Please go to signalsfrommars.com to keep up with all things regarding the podcast. If you like what you're hearing or watching, like or subscribe on whatever podcasting platform you're checking the show out on. Or if you're on YouTube or Rumble or Twitch or Instagram or so on and so forth, anywhere where you're checking the show out, whether it's long form, short form, whatever, just like or share it and share it with all of your friends. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, folks, on YouTube. So, anyway,
Please.
thank you once again, and we will see you next time right here on Signals from Mars. See you, folks.
Thank you for watching the Signals from Mars live stream. You can watch the show live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, or check out replays on YouTube. Go to signalsfrommars.com for more information. This concludes our show.